Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Talk Zone. Wow. I'm flabbergasted to say that we have a fantastic guest here today. This person is a vet, okay? Not Vietnam, not a vet of Vietnam, a vet of laughter and happiness in Louisville, Kentucky. Some might say, and by some I mean me, might say that this man is the... Actually, I'm going to ask your opinion on this. Danny Hucks, ladies and gentlemen. Danny,
Yay.
woo!
I thought for a minute you called me a vat, like I'm just something that holds liquid in.
Yeah.
This man is a vat.
You're just like the thing that, like, you know, if you go to like bourbon distillery tours, when they make distillers beer, you see those gigantic pots.
Don't fall into me, you're not getting out.
I always imagine, sometimes I fantasize about falling in one and then just like drinking my way through it.
Oh,
yeah.
Come out in a Simpsons episode.
Yeah, like
you're Barney.
Wait, is Barney in The Simpsons?
Isn't Barney the guy from The Simpsons that drinks a lot?
Oh yeah, the big dumb guy.
Oh, you're thinking about the dinosaurs, like that would be a crossover event, like.
But Barney the dinosaur. Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, that would be.
It'd be like one of those Chicago One series. It's like starts on The Simpsons, ends on an episode of Barney.
Can you imagine Barney as a Simpsons like rendering?
They've probably done it. They've had everyone on there.
I've never really watched The Simpsons. I missed the boat on Simpsons. I was more of a Futurama guy. Futurama, King of the Hill. But I grew up. I was born in 1990, and so by the time I was old enough to start watching those, I feel like Futurama, King of the Hill, like Family Guy. Those were the shows that were in the limelight at that point.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big TV watcher. I mean, I watch it like most people, but like it's more of a background noise kind of thing for me.
Yeah.
Except for sports, I love watching sports. But
okay,
like I know it's been going for a while, and I know a little bit, about The Simpsons. I watched the movie, the first movie that came out. I don't know if there's another movie, but just in case, I'll say I watched the first one. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't tell you really anything about it either.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad we're on a level
playing field. High five from across the room.
Whoa. So here's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I feel like I was thinking about what I would do for your intro today, and I felt like what I wanted to say was you are the Yoda of the Louisville comedy scene.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I appreciate it.
You don't agree? You don't agree with that assessment?
No, I mean, like, I feel like there's people who give way better advice than I do, and most of the advice I have, I stole from another comic. Like,
much like comedy, it's easily stolen.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I struggle with my words, so maybe that's why I'm like Yoda.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So, well, I don't know that that's true, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like there's... If I'm any Star Wars character,
mm-hmm.
I'm one of the extras in the cantina that's just shocked when Han Solo like fires the gun
and shoots Greedo.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're so you see yourself as a background player.
Oh yeah, I'm just in there and I make the face where I'm just like, "Oh my god, did he really do that?"
Oh.
And that's me. That's the character I am.
Okay. Do you like Star Wars? Is that...
I'm more of a Star Trek guy.
Shut the fuck up. Really?
Am I getting beat up now? Like,
no.
I haven't watched any of the new series. I will say this, that I haven't watched any of the Paramount series because I don't buy Paramount.
You don't need to. Honestly, I love Star Trek is probably my favorite TV show of all time.
It's
I'm
up
here
there
for it.
It's up there. I love Star Trek. I think Deep Space Nine was amazing. And it's wild being like 12 years old watching a space war happen. And, like you're struggling like, oh, this must be what war feels like.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
You see them having PTSD. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it seems so real just with aliens and stuff.
Yeah. One of those episodes, I think, it's so funny to like exist in this world now and then go back and watch Star Trek, and you'll see actors that were like just extras on Start, and then they went on to do like huge shows. Like I think that there was an episode where they were following like a soldier who clearly had PTSD, and it was the guy. He was in Breaking Bad. He played Tuco, and he played he was like the first like main mob boss of Breaking Bad that they had to deal with.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know his name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, like the guy with he was like the guy who like he he was a hothead. Yeah, you know, he wanted to like punch people to death. You know, he was like, I'm a boxer.
Yeah, man. A lot of people. The Next Generation had a lot of people. Wasn't Ashley Judd on the Next Generation?
Yeah, she was.
She was like, oh God, what's his name? It's like love interest.
Probably. Oh, I think it was. Oh, Wesley Crusher. I think.
Yeah, Wesley.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah, that was. The Next Generation was great too, man. Like I like most of the old Star Trek franchises. The Next Generation was fun.
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine, the original series was great.
Yeah.
I liked Voyager. I know a lot of people like soured on Voyager, but I enjoyed it. I think Voyager had one of my favorite episodes.
Which one?
All of Star Trek. It's one the like invisible aliens are doing experiments on the crew.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
And it got to the point, and like Janeway has this splitting headache, and then she's like, screw it, I'm just gonna like send the ship into a supernova.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got like, this headache's hurting so bad, I'm gonna kill us all.
Yeah, she wasn't having it.
No.
That was one of those moments you're like, oh, Janeway's a bad bitch.
She was, dude.
She fucked some shit up.
Janeway, I think, like, would like commit war crimes if she could.
Yeah.
Like, just because, like, she's tired of people's crap. Like,
yeah.
Like Cisco did commit a couple war crimes, but I think he felt bad about it.
Right.
Like,
oh, he heard about it for 2 more years, you know,
right.
after he did it.
Like, why did I kill that Romulan senator? But it made sense at the time.
Yeah. Also, he was tricked. Like, come on, like, chill out, dog.
Yeah, Janeway is just like, I'm having a bad day. I have a headache. I'm just wiping everybody off this planet.
Yeah. Janeway's like, I haven't had my cup of coffee yet, so I'm gonna kill all of you.
Right. And she was cool, man. She honestly, like, I feel like I've had managers at jobs just like Janeway. Like, she's probably the most relatable character. I've worked for her before.
She's over here she's trying to get through it, you know. She's pushing 40. She's like, how did I even get here? I'm like managing this starship that it's kind of like the store manager of like a Staples, you know. It's like, what am I even doing here?
Right. And I feel like with Cisco and Janeway, you have a little bit of an edge, whereas like Picard, it was for the most part like always do the good deed.
Yeah.
Like,
he's perfect all of the time. Like, he never made a mistake.
Right. And there's episodes where he did, but it just seems like it's like, then it'd have like 2 or 3 episodes following where he's like, oh, I had to do that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I feel like all of those captains, like they all have this big arc where like they had to do something or that they didn't want to do. Like they were coerced or forced, and then they felt just like an insane amount of guilt over those things that they had to do.
Right. I mean, Star Trek was just fun to watch, man. It's up there on my favorite shows, man.
Yeah. I know you literally just said I don't watch that much TV, and then I was like, let's talk about TV.
Okay, I don't watch, like, there's series that I like, and if I
Mhm.
can get into it, I'll watch it. The
Okay.
Bear on Hulu.
Oh
The
yeah.
first season of Bear on Hulu is one of my favorite things I've ever watched. The
Okay.
second season kind of takes a dive for me, so I'm not watching it anymore.
Okay.
But like, I've never watched an episode of Games of Thrones. I've watched a couple episodes of The
Yeah.
Walking Dead, but didn't enjoy it.
Same. I had never seen Game of Thrones, or I mean, I saw the first season of Walking Dead, but it ended there for me.
Yeah. I've only seen clips of The Sopranos on YouTube.
Yeah, same.
I
feel like I've seen that whole show because of TikTok clips.
Probably.
Yeah.
Same. Now I'm just saying the same thing you are. You're like, same.
We can just, this could be like the next 10 minutes. You're just saying same.
Or it's just like the first few seconds of Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Same.
Did they say that? Did they say
They
that?
say thunder.
They say, oh, okay, I see it. It's just, we're doing thunder. Okay.
All right, I guess I'll leave my AC/DC references at the door.
I know some AC/DC. I don't know every AC/DC song. I have a friend who's in an improv troupe, and every time we do karaoke, he always goes to this. He always just does AC/DC because he sounds like the guy, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's his niche. And so he'll do, which I think he does, he likes TNT. That's his big one.
TNT is good. I think Thunderstruck is my favorite because Thunderstruck will get you motivated to do anything.
Really?
Like, you're sitting outside and like, I don't want to go into work, play Thunderstruck. You're going to be the best employee that whole day.
You're like, you don't even need any of these other people. I got it.
You're good, man.
I wish I could get the rights to Thunderstruck and make that the theme song of this podcast.
I don't. Sick. Maybe. I don't know how to go about doing that, but maybe.
I mean, I tried to. I got scared just like the first episode. I tried to use this jazz fusion song that I liked.
Yep.
Because I'm like, nobody fucking knows who this is. You know, like they're never gonna say anything. But I chickened out. So, right. And then I just made a theme song for it.
Make your own theme song.
Yeah.
That's what you did?
I did. Yeah, that's what I did.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah. It's like whatever. It's like not a big deal or anything.
Like I listened to a couple episodes and I don't even remember the theme song.
Oh, really?
I listened to the one you had Corey Miller on here and I'm like, what was the theme song?
Did you just like skip up? Like you just like bzz,
no,
fast forward?
I think I did. I mean, I didn't listen at like 1-for-1 ratio.
Yeah. Well, and that's probably like that's actually good to hear because like, you know, like I'll obsess over every single second. You know, like I'll be like, yeah, I think I smacked my lips one too many times in this episode, and I'm just like, I'll edit it, and I'll hear like the lip smacking. I'm like, fuck, I can't believe I kept lip smacking like that. And it's like, no one's listening, no one's paying any attention to that.
No, but it's something that bothers you. It's kind of like comedy. If you record your set and you'll like notice you say like too much.
Oh yeah,
and whereas that's not really bothering the crowd as much as it bothers you.
Right.
So you're like, I gotta get through a whole set where I don't say
Do you say a lot still, or have you worked that out mostly?
I have days.
Okay.
There's days where I'll listen to a recording and I'm like, there's too much here.
Yeah.
And then there's days where I'm like, ooh, I didn't say it one time. I got an counter.
Is that right?
Yeah, I just count how many I say in every set.
There should be an app for that, like an algorithm that just counts all your
I should get to claim it on my taxes.
Yeah, that would be sick. Do you record every set, right?
At least audio.
At least, okay. I try to record every set, but sometimes like I'm kind of bummed. I did an open mic at Planet last week, and I forgot to record it, which sucks because I did some new stuff, and I think some of it was okay, some of it was not, you know, and largely not great, but you know, what are you gonna do?
I think you put too much criticism on yourself, and that's probably a good thing.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
I appreciate that.
I don't think you can bomb at an open mic if you're trying.
What does that mean?
Like, if you're trying new material, you're working out bits, you're working on even confidence of trying just to like know that you own the stage. As long as you're working on something, I don't feel like you can actually bomb an open mic set.
Okay.
If you're using tried and true material that you've done for years, like you're doing that same material you've been pulling out at shows for 5 years now, and you're going to an open mic set and it doesn't work, yes, that's a bomb at an open mic.
Yeah.
But I feel as long as you're trying something, it's not a bomb.
It's just saying in a way, as long as I just don't do shit over and over again, it's always new, then technically I could never.
No, as long as you might have to try stuff over and over again because you're trying to work on, I guess, best term for it would be muscle memory.
Okay.
Trying to learn your set.
Yes.
Trying to get your first 5 minutes like ingrained in your brain, which you should do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You should do comedy however you want.
Right.
But I think one thing that could help is you get that first 5 minutes that you have and work it to where it's a good set, the jokes land.
Yeah.
And then continue to work that to where now it's muscle memory. You know how to tell that joke, you know that it where the laugh points are and all, and you have it set to where you show up at a show just to support like a comic or a booker.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, someone called out.
Yeah.
I need 5 minutes. Well, you now have your 5 minutes. You're confident. You're going on stage.
Yeah.
You know this is going to work.
I see. So in a way, like once you have that 5 locked in, like you can pretty much go wherever you need to go, and you'll be okay because you got that 5.
Yeah, you get that first 5, get it ingrained in your brain, get it worked out, and it will happen.
Yeah.
There will be a time where you will be at a show, mostly local shows, probably not at a club.
Yeah.
But it'll be like, hey, I need to fill a few minutes. Would you like to do this?
Okay.
Well, you're not unprepared.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, because I wonder, because I'm already at this point where I'm like overly afraid that I'm going to start doing stuff. And you know what, this 100%, I already know what you're going to say about me in particular, about it going like, probably I'm already being too critical, but I do think about it though, like how, like when have you, is there ever a situation, especially in a local scene like Louisville, where there's only so many places to perform, like how many times do you tell that joke before you're like, I've done this joke too many times at this club? Like, is that ever part of the conversation?
No, there'll be jokes you get tired of doing.
Yeah. I totally understand. I already get that. Yeah.
That's a good thing, because that means you're motivated to write more.
Right.
There's jokes that like I know work and all that I don't want to tell anymore.
Okay.
And
because you're tired of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's good, because it motivates me to put pen to paper or go up and try and work something out on stage. You know, just write more material. That's not a bad thing.
Do you write every day?
I used to try, but no.
Yeah, that's been the hardest thing for me, is figuring time to sit down and write. I gotta sneeze.
Did you sneeze, or is it silent, or like are you like one of those, like you got like a silencer on your nose, like?
Yeah, I just go straight into like my mouth. If I just say it, then it's like, all right, you did it. But no, it's you ever get a sneeze and it's like it's chilling.
Yeah,
it's like it's coming.
Yeah,
and you're trying to stave it off, but like it's coming one way or another.
Do you not look at the light? Like that was always what I was told. Like if you got to sneeze and you got to get it out and it's not coming, you look at the light.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
Maybe someone made it up on the spot for me, but it seems to work. Like,
honestly, I'm staring at a light right now, and it's actually making the feeling of wanting to sneeze go away.
There you go.
Okay.
So it's not just for deaf; it's for sneezing too. Look at the light.
I'll do like on cart, like in like Tom and Jerry, if someone has, or like Looney Tunes, someone has to sneeze, they put their finger up.
Yeah,
that works.
Yeah, but if your finger smells bad, it sucks.
I did have my finger up my asshole 5 minutes ago, so that's fair.
You know what? Sometimes we need a little bit of satisfaction.
Yeah, you gotta get it, you know?
Yeah, man.
We were, before we start recording, we were talking about comics and who you think the best comedians are in Louisville. And I'm not necessarily going to ask you to out, like, you know, your opinions on those people, but I did, when we were talking about it, it made me think of a question about the Louisville scene. And you know, you were saying something about like, hey, you know, these people, they really shouldn't be here. They should be in New York. They're not gonna. You didn't say they weren't gonna succeed, but you're like, it's time for them to move on to a bigger city, to a bigger comedy city. So, I guess my question is, do you think it's like, how about this? How about I ask a broader question, which is, what would you say of a comedian who would make it? Like, what do you think, like, the full life cycle is of someone here in Louisville from, like, start to finish to where you're like, all right, you got to get out of here now?
I don't know how to really answer that because, like, I can't say I've made it, and I don't know how to.
That's a huge, vague question, by the way.
Right. And I feel like it's not that I don't think they can be successful in Louisville, because I don't, in this day and age with social media, although RIP TikTok, but with social media, you don't necessarily have to move to a bigger city.
Yeah.
But I think comics should want to move around a little bit, experience more. I think one of the things that helped me the most, even outside of just comedy, but my psyche helped me just feel better about myself, was moving out of town for a little bit doing comedy on the East Coast.
Okay.
Like,
where'd you go?
I was living in a small town called Hagerstown, Maryland, which is an hour outside of Baltimore, an hour and a half outside of DC.
Oh, cool.
And like an hour from Harrisburg Comedy Zone, which personally, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania was probably my favorite scene in that whole area. I love, dude, it's so many great comics up there. I would put them pound for pound against any other scene out there.
That's crazy.
And just a lot of people that I've developed close friendships with.
Okay. And Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Yeah,
they got a Comedy Zone up there, and there's shows. The good thing about the East Coast is not as much here, but on the East Coast, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, there's shows everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just in Baltimore, DC, Harrisburg, Philly, and Pittsburgh. There's shows in Westminster. There's shows in Hagerstown, and shows in Lancaster, and I did a show in Annville, Pennsylvania. That's a pretty regular show.
Okay.
I've done shows in the smallest towns in West Virginia. My favorite place to go when I was out there is in Kaiser, West Virginia.
Okay.
It's this little theater on the strip of Kaiser, West Virginia. I've done that place like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
And it was always fun.
Really?
Yeah, just a great.
Is it
great
just
spot.
like low key, like just people just here to have a good time? It's not super overly rowdy.
Yeah, man, just people enjoying themselves, wanting comedy. The best part, like, I like small towns.
Okay.
Because they're thankful to have comedy there. Yeah. Like, when you're in a city, there's comedy all the time.
Right. They're like, show me what you got.
Right.
Yeah, let's
see. But in a
it.
city, it's like, thank you for coming to entertain us.
So where, other than Louisville and the East Coast, where else have you performed?
I haven't gone west yet, which is where I want to go next.
Okay.
I've gone to Atlanta, but I bombed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was on pain pills and muscle relaxers.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it didn't go well. There was really no one in the room anyways, but comics. But, like, I did the same, like, cocktail at a show in Knoxville the night before, and they loved me.
Okay. And you're like, let's do it again.
Yeah, so I can't really use that as an excuse.
Yeah. Was that all with the night that they loved you? Was that also comics, or was that just
There's some comics in that scene.
Okay.
But there was a crowd there too. It was a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah.
Knoxville was a good scene. I unfortunately haven't been back since, and I do got to make it back down there. I enjoyed going to Knoxville.
I've never been to Knoxville. I would love to check it out sometime.
I did not get to really explore Knoxville, and I think that's one of the things I regret about being there. I didn't really get to explore Atlanta either, except we went to a breakfast spot, and that was kind of fun.
Really?
But I got to make it back down there. I think another one of my favorite places to perform, I've done Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I've gotten to explore Erie before, which enjoy that. My favorite thing about Erie,
I thought it was just Erie, Indiana.
Oh no, there's Erie, Pennsylvania. It's bigger than Erie, Indiana.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they like line up to fight, I'm pretty sure Erie, Pennsylvania is gonna win.
Wow. It's the sleeper.
Yeah.
Sleeper fighter.
I mean, I assume, because I'm pretty sure there's more people in Erie, Pennsylvania, but sometimes less is more. So
yeah, people have probably deserted Erie, Indiana because of all the rumors
about the talking dogs,
the haunting, and are there talking dog rumors there? Is that?
Oh, that's probably another TV show reference. That's like too old for you. There used to be a show called Erie, Indiana. And
I mean, I never watched it, but I know about it.
An episode where like the dogs are like talking to each other and plotting to like take over the town.
Oh,
they don't have like goals of taking over. It's just the town. They're like, we just want to take over Erie and build our own little homestead.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And they could do it too, probably.
Probably, you think one day you're cuddling with your dog, the next day he's declared war on you.
God, if my dog were as smart as me, God help us all.
Oh, come on. Dogs are incredibly smart. We don't give them enough credit for how smart they are. Yeah, they do stuff like lick their butthole, but also, like, they don't have to get full-time jobs.
Yeah.
They don't have to do they get to sit around, lounge all day, and you feed them and you bring them water and you take them out for walks and hang out with them.
Yeah.
They're living a life, man.
Yeah.
They got us fooled.
Yeah, my dog is definitely like, she's a princess. She's an English bulldog, and she's just like, just the most coddled, chunkiest girl on the planet. And all she has to do is like, we'll be sitting down trying to like just have a conversation. She's like, why aren't you paying attention to me? I'm going to bark incessantly until you do. And then we got to give her the old bone, let her chew on that for a little bit. And of course she's like, yeah, I've trained you. Yeah. You've now given me what I want. I'm happy now.
Yeah. No, like I said, dogs are smarter than we give them credit for, man. They don't have to file taxes. And that's even there.
Yep. They don't have to have an opinion about politics. Yeah.
Right.
That's nice also.
They don't care about the TikTok ban. They're still happy.
Yeah. They're like, what, ban or no ban? Like, I'm still getting this butt, getting that booty hole.
They're gonna get the butt. That's for sure.
So
that should be the new slogan for this show. Get that butt.
Get that butt, girl. I mean, I do like to, that is like a cute thing that my girlfriend and I will do sometimes, is like, and it's stupid. I'm so embarrassed.
This is going weird right now. Like, get that butt. That's a cute thing that me and my girlfriend do sometimes.
We'll be like,
which, hey,
what?
Hey, that's cool.
It's fine that you guys just talk about each other's butts, but we'll be like, hey, what do you want to get for dinner? And I'll be like, probably your butt, I think, It'd be like, and then she's like, seriously, what the fuck do you want to eat? Like, I've asked you 20 times, every time you've said your butt, and I'm sick of it. Please. I'm like, well, give me that butt. We don't have to have that question anymore. Have that discussion.
Unfortunately, there's no video, so the audience can't see that I'm actually holding something that looks like it would come out of a butt. Or a Tootsie Roll.
You're actively dismantling the couch that you're sitting on right now.
It's not hard. It's not like bolted down.
Yeah.
It's just there.
It's like a mid-century modern like
Yeah.
IKEA couch that like, you know.
Yeah, it's not even effort. I'm weak, and this is taking no effort.
Is that couch comfortable? What do you think?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm a bigger gentleman, so like I sink probably a lot more than most people would. So
Yeah.
it's probably why it's like it's not as comfortable for me as it probably would be for someone else. But
It's one of those coffee shop couches. It's like we don't want you
Yes.
to stay here.
oh yeah,
We want you to sip your coffee and get the fuck out. That's the kind of couch it is, really.
Yeah, legit.
Did you see that Starbucks thing where they changed the policy on like whether or not patrons can stay as long as they want at coffee shops?
Are they pro or against now?
So from what I understand, they actually like I think within like the last year or two were pretty open about like saying like, hey, you know, I think the idea was like it was supposed to be like a PR move to be like, hey, we want to be supportive of the community and like you know, people who are maybe, you know, are going through a rough time and they don't have anywhere to go. And it's like, hey, you know, if you could stay as long as you want here, like we're not trying to kick anybody out just for, you know, existing here, maybe trying to get warm or something. And then I think like last week they very publicly announced like, hey, we're reversing that policy. We want to create a more welcoming atmosphere for our guests. Ergo,
So got to get rid of the pores.
get your coffee, drink it, get the fuck out. That's their policy now.
We want the paying customers, people with money, to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So we need you poor people to get out.
We don't want you making people feel bad about existing alongside you, so please leave.
Not to get political, but I think in the next couple of years,
Yeah.
a lot of the veil's going to be lifted on like corporate niceties.
You think so?
Yeah, it would get political, but I'm just gonna say
No,
drones.
let's do it, dude. Let's talk about. I mean, as long as we can be respectful about it, like,
Right.
I'm gonna just tell you right now, I don't have any controversial opinions. Like, I'm very much like
Oh, I have so many.
I
God,
try to be
I
as
have.
uncontroversial as possible. So, if you're more than welcome to put that hat on, my friend.
I'm just gonna say that I think like I think within the next couple of years, when technology improves even more
Yeah.
with drones,
Okay. Yep.
the veil's going to be lit. They don't need to fear the people anymore.
Okay.
You know, there's drones now. We're seeing what drones are being used for in wars. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't need to worry about a revolution. We can use drones.
So you're saying that like because of how easy it is to use and coordinate drones now, like that'll be the new like surveillance standard for like watching people, not only watching people, but also just like talk about air control, right? I mean, you have
Right.
so much more control over the air, so much more like precision with how you go about like trying to, we'll say, pacify a city, you know?
Right. I
Shit
mean,
gets crazy.
They just don't have to like worry about people like they don't have to worry about a revolution anymore.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry. They don't have to fear the people anymore.
Okay.
Drones just make it so much easier for the ruling class.
Yeah.
That's my controversial. That's one of. I got hundreds. I got so many.
You know, I will tell you this, like, I feel like, and I don't know, it definitely feels like something, at least from like just my own perception of the world, like it definitely felt like at the end of 2024, the beginning of 2020, it felt like a switch flipped when we were like, okay, we don't care about bullshit anymore. Like, like people are, like you feel like, because I feel like, to your point, like you feel like corporations are a little bit more open about like, yeah, we don't really care about you, so we're gonna go ahead and fire, you know, thousands and thousands of people. Like we're kind of being a little bit more open. Like I feel like I've seen so many companies like laying people off, and it's just like, I feel like everyone's preparing for shit to hit the fan, and they're being very open about that fact.
Oh, 100%. And I don't think it matters anymore because, again, with technology the way it is, there's no fear in that part anymore.
Yeah.
But again, like, I don't want to get too political and go into like that kind of stuff. We got 4 years worth of ready for like everybody's opinions are gonna be like out there, and it's gonna be scary or fun no matter what. It
kind of feels like the 80s are back a little bit, where it's just like, you know, business guys are just fucking evil, like they're not trying to like pretend to be your friend anymore, you know, like you definitely feel like there's something coming where people are like, we're cutting out all the bullshit and you have to just be you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean that's what's happening.
It's like you got to focus on your shit now. You got to survive because we're not going to help you.
100%, man.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you just got to keep going.
But also, hey, what if TikTok doesn't get banned? You know, would you be stoked? Are you on TikTok? Do you talk?
I am, but I suck at social media.
Okay.
Social media is probably my I feel like I hate social media. I hate it.
Yes.
But I know it's a necessary evil.
Yes. Because it's the primary way to promote your stuff. Yeah.
And trying to talk about myself anyways is hard for me to do.
Okay.
Outside of joke form, but trying to promote myself, trying to put myself out there, it's just hard.
Trying to create like an image.
Right.
Right, yeah.
And social media takes that to the extreme. With 10, I'm supposed to tell you guys how awesome I think I am, which I'm not. I don't want to do that.
Well, you are amazing, but yes. But I also
it.
understand that sentiment of trying to sell yourself.
Right.
And it's difficult.
And then you have to, in order to get a social media following, you have to work really hard at that.
Yeah. It's its own full-time job.
Like 100% on that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to dedicate my time to doing that, but I need to in order to get a following.
Yeah.
So I have TikTok. I enjoy TikTok. I know a lot of people talk bad about TikTok, but I enjoy the experience.
Me too. I love it. I'm hooked. I don't know what I'm going to do. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do when it's gone. Like,
I mean, there'll be something that comes in its place.
Yeah.
I mean, there always is.
Yeah.
I mean, MySpace went away and Facebook became a thing.
As long as I don't have to go outside, I'll be happy.
Hey, man, that might be the new social media. It'll just be virtual reality kind of Sims kind of.
Yeah. It's just you go to a park. And you're like, hey, what's up?
Are they already doing that? Like virtual reality comedy shows now? They just became a thing.
I've heard of that. I don't know. I feel like the VR stuff didn't really hit the way they wanted to. Like I just heard that the Apple Vision Pro headsets, like they're cutting production on those because they're not selling. And I don't know. I don't think people are bought into that concept yet. Not 100% anyway.
I am not smart enough to know how to even operate a virtual reality headset.
No.
So.
Yeah, me neither. Also, they're thousands of dollars.
So do you believe we're living in a sim then? Are we like avatars for somebody's game?
Oh man, a simulated reality.
Because if I'm an avatar for somebody's pick, if someone made me in a pick a character, create a character screen, I hate that person. I hate them so much.
Do you think maybe they just hit the randomize button?
Yeah, that's what they got. And they're like, I want to play this on really hard level, huh?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it could be worse. You could be you plus also kind of like halfway a lizard dude too. You know.
It's halfway a lizard dude though. That would be fun.
I guess that would. You'd be you'd be able to hang out more in hot weather. You know.
grow back my limbs, just cut them off for fun, and be like, I don't need that arm, like comedy, and slice off a hand.
And then they watch you grow it back.
For my finishing set, I'm gonna cut off one of my legs.
That'd be a good first date trick too. Like, what are you into? I just cut my lens off and growing them back. You want to see?
Oh man.
Yeah. What are you looking at?
I was just looking at, like, I just like how professional this setting is, to be honest with you.
Thanks, man.
Like, this is a whole, like, office building podcast. Usually when someone invites me to a podcast, it's just some dude like, hey, do you want to go to my room so I can learn a little bit about you?
Yeah. Hey, man, honestly, like 3 months ago, that is what it would have been. Like, the first comic I ever had on, Jericho.
Yeah.
You know Jericho, right?
Lexington guy, right?
I think he's from Irvine, but it's close. It's by It's close to Lexington. I should have said yes.
It's 25.3 miles away from It's Lexington adjacent.
Yeah, he runs a Save-A-Lot, which I think is hilarious.
Dude, Save-A-Lot is the greatest grocery store there is.
You think so?
There's none around here because there's too many like rich areas in this town. You know, so there's no Save-A-Lots, but Save-A-Lot, it's so good, dude.
Dude, I grew up on Save-A-Lot. That was because we lived in, I lived in Henry County, right? It's like Smithfield. And so the closest grocery store we had was in LaGrange.
Yeah.
And it was either Kroger, which is too expensive because we were poor.
Yeah.
Or also it's a lot, we'll say it's more understood to use food stamps at Save-A-Lot. You know, it's like, we get it. Get in here. Here's your little, baby pizzas for free. Like, come on, let's go get it. And man, I love Save-A-Lot. There's so many foods there that like I ate as a kid that I just never have access to now, and it's really upsetting for me, honestly.
Dude, Save-A-Lot is good. I think the whole cliche is that like grocery stores are a miserable place to be.
Yeah.
But I feel like Save-A-Lot, because everyone knows who they are at Save-A-Lot, so everyone's just like, no. I think most people shopping at Save-A-Lot are happier than when they're shopping at like a Kroger, because you're in Kroger trying to budget. Save-A-Lot is like, I don't have but $20, so I'm going to enjoy spending it.
Right. You appreciate those dino nuggets that may or may not be 100% chicken, you know?
Right. It's just, and also like the cashiers, in my opinion, are always the nicest people at Save-A-Lot.
Really?
Right, man. I don't know why, but like I don't have any like theory on why that happens. But if you go to a Kroger and you deal with a cashier, they're just like, how are your day? But like Save-A-Lot, they're asking you how you're doing.
It's the safety net of the union. They're like, oh, I don't have to. They're like, they're not getting rid of me.
Are they union workers?
I think Kroger workers are union. Yeah, I think they are.
Okay.
And I'm not anti-union. That's me being trying to be funny. I'm actually very pro-union.
Me too.
But yeah, Kroger's, I get so, and I don't know if it's just like, I feel like maybe something happened to me. It's one of two things. It's either I got older, and this actually applies to driving as well. It's either I got older or something happened being like isolated from so many people for so long. But post COVID, I get extremely anxious in a busy Kroger because there's so many people. There's so many things going on.
I'm anxious in every aspect of public, like
anytime
life.
You're in.
Anywhere I'm out, I'm picking up an order for Doordash, and I'm like, something could go wrong. But Save-A-Lot, I'm not. Save-A-Lot's magical, dude.
Yeah.
I think we're all hanging on by a thread, and we can appreciate it.
Save-A-Lot, your family.
Yeah.
Where do you? Let me ask you this, because I'm glad you brought up Doordash, because I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah.
Since we both have done it.
But not together.
Not together. Dude, that's how I knew Allison was like the one, because when we started dating, I was still door dashing.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I got to go work. It's like Saturday. I'm like, I got to go drive for 10 hours. She's like, oh, I'll go with you. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's dope.
She's like, I'll drive. I'm like, what? You just met me and you're going to drive for me to DoorDash?
Oh,
And I was like, oh, that's it. Clearly she's
nice.
the one. It is, yeah, it's.
I've never had anybody DoorDash with me. I've had to do it all by myself.
Dude, I'll do it, dude. You want to double DoorDash? Let's do it, man. I'm ready. I tried to get my mom to do it. I'm like, why don't you come with me? Because I'm just lonely, you know.
I'd be like, hey man, it's the 3rd floor apartment. Can you please do it? I'm too fat.
Sorry. So where is your do you have any like, I wouldn't say horror stories per se, but like any restaurants you're like, fuck you, like the
I
industry.
don't like Sonic.
You don't like Sonic, really?
Sonic is the worst. And I've done DoorDash in 3 different states, multiple cities. Sonic is always the worst.
Consistently terrible.
Bad, dude. And like dude,
you got to go through the drive-through, don't you, to say that you're here for an order?
Well, now they want you to pull up to a kiosk. It used to be you had to go through the drive-through. Now they want you to pull up to a kiosk.
Oh god, and those kiosks are busted.
Literally had one of the Sonic people come out and hand me a customer's hot dog, not in a bag.
What?
Yes,
just a straight hot dog.
Yeah, like the customer ordered like a hot dog and some fries, and she came out and gave me the boat with the hot dog, and I'm like, I can't deliver that like this. Like I'm delivering this to a customer, and she looked at me like I was weird. Like I'm like for asking for a bag.
Yeah. She just puts a sticker on top of the hot dog, like
and
sealed.
And half the time, if you pull up the Sonic, you're waiting like 20 minutes before someone even gets to you.
Yeah. Because there's like one person working and they're making probably minimum wage, and you know, and they hate their life, and they're on skates.
Yeah, and I mean, like it's you know, I'm always pro worker, and I feel bad for them.
Yeah, of course.
God, I hate going and dealing with them.
Yeah.
That's bad. Little Caesars is bad.
Oh, with the portal, right?
Oh.
They still use the portal?
A lot of times.
Okay.
Sometimes the portal doesn't work, and that sucks because you're like, you have to wait to get an employee to be like, hey, I'm putting the code here. Watch me put the code. It's not working.
Right.
But
and then even if it does, like you have literally like 15 seconds to pull that shit out before it auto closes on you.
Yeah, dude, I did an order in Little Caesars in Hagerstown, Maryland.
Yeah.
And I got to watch 2 employees fist fight each other. Yeah, dude, it was wild. And this was during the pandemic, so sports weren't happening. So this is the most entertainment I've had. And that was a wild place. This is
was it night? It was night, right?
No, it was probably like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh,
and these
shift change.
Yeah, dude, and these employees just start going at it and fist fighting. That was a wild spot, dude. That we during the pandemic,
yeah,
you couldn't gamble on sports, and we would like me and a couple of the other dashers would just like gamble on whether the dude walking around the parking lot was going to drop his pants or not.
Oh my god.
You know, because it was like it's
what were the odds, really?
You know, it's honestly a 2-1 because we've seen the dude, and sometimes he just drops his pants.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, you think he's gonna do it today? Like, I got $5. Like, let's well, there he goes. The wiener's out.
Oh man. Talk about your hot and ready.
Hagerstown's a magical place, dude.
Which town?
Hagerstown, Maryland.
Really? Is it? Oh. It sounds like maybe a little rough, right? Maybe.
I mean, any place can be rough.
That's
True.
But
Hagerstown is such a condensed area, though.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the roughness, all of the wild stuff is in such a small area of town.
Mm-hmm.
That like you can't help but see it. Like here in Louisville, the stuff happens.
Yeah.
But Louisville's so much bigger
that
you're not going to be in that area. You're not going to necessarily see it.
Right.
Hagerstown,
you got to go out to see that stuff.
Yeah. Right. Hagerstown, I've had 3 different people trying to sell me a portable toilet. I don't know if it's the same one, but it happened in weeks apart from each other.
Yeah.
I literally watched a man run a lawnmower over a gravel lot.
What?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
I'm pretty sure he was high.
Okay.
That's the only explanation I can have. It was a laundry mat.
Gotta mow these rocks.
Laundromat. Why'd I say laundromat? Laundromat. Across the street from the Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Too. And dude's just, you can hear the lawnmower going.
Yeah.
And he's just running it up and down this gravel driveway, like,
and
parking lot.
God forbid you're like on the other end of that, you know, like it's just like shooting rocks from the side. You know,
yeah.
at like 30 miles an hour.
Dude, I was far enough away to where it was funny.
Yeah.
If I was closer, that would be a little more heroin.
Yeah.
No, dude, Hagerstown's fun, dude. It was, I enjoyed being there. I enjoyed a lot of the people up there.
Yeah.
They got a Pennsylvania Dutch market, which I'm telling you, if you are ever able to find yourself
is that like an Amish thing, or what is that?
Well, they're Amish, but with cell phones.
Okay.
Dutch Amish. They can drive like flashy cards.
Oh, okay.
You know,
okay.
Yeah.
Selling with all that Apple money, probably.
Yeah, dude, they're
just selling apples, probably.
I like that. No, they're good, man. But if you're ever in a town that has a Pennsylvania Dutch market, do yourself a favor and go.
Okay.
Best food, best everything.
Is it like a buffet or what? What is it exactly?
Dude, no, they have everything, dude. It's cut up in sections. Like there'll be a place where you could buy pretzels. There'll be a place where you could buy ice cream, donuts, sandwiches, fudge and candy. Like it's just all over the place. You can buy like wood, like birdhouses or furniture and stuff.
Okay.
It's all over the place, man. You can get anything you really want there, but it's always the best.
Did you say birdhouses?
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, there's a whole section of just really cool looking birdhouses.
That's
I love that you're hung up on that. It's like I like birdhouses. My daddy used to make birdhouses.
My daddy died building birdhouses.
I have his final birdhouse on my wall. One day I'm gonna let a bird live there,
and then I'll kill it. No, I wouldn't.
Oh wow, that took a dark turn.
Well, it's still, I'm still working through it.
Hey man, are we all?
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Okay, so I'll check out the Dutch market. I'm excited. It sounds like a flea market, but classier.
You'll never want a pretzel from anywhere else again. I can't pretzels. I'm sorry, Annie Ann's.
Yeah, it's so hard to get a good pretzel these days, man.
Oh, Louisville doesn't have good pretzels.
No, they don't.
Annie Ann's is probably the only one that like has anything decent.
I went to the Annie Ann's at J Mall one time, and
J Mall. J Mall is like.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay, so all my friends in Louisville and all my friends in Hagerstown, Maryland will understand this.
Yeah.
J Mall is the Hagerstown, Maryland of malls.
Now that you've told me about, you said Hagerstown?
Yes.
Yeah. Now that you've told me about it, I completely agree. That's 100% what it was.
100%. Like all my friends from Louisville and all my friends from Hagerstown are like, oh, okay, that's what that place is. Like it fits.
When I went to that particular Annie Ann's, I was like looking at the menu. And I was like, okay, could I get one of the hot dog pretzels? And they're like, we don't have those. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, do you have like pretzels? And they're like, no, we don't have those. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you have? It's like, we have the pretzel nuggets.
Yeah, that's all they ever have anymore.
That's all they got. And then I asked for mustard, and they're like, what? Like, for like the standard condiment for
dude's
pretzels.
Like, how dare you put mustard on my pretzel?
This is America, goddammit.
It's a cheese or it's plain.
And then he gave me a goddamn packet of honey mustard, and I'm like, what? I need yellow mustard for my pretzel dog bites, and so I had to like just scarf down honey mustard pretzel, and I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Oh, really?
It wasn't the worst thing, but I get hung up on sauces, man. If I could have the most perfect dish, if I don't have the right sauce, I can't eat it.
I feel you. I'm not a big I'm a really weird texture kind of person.
Okay.
And like too many sauces, like especially if they're too runny, or they're too thick.
Okay.
Can't deal with it.
Really? Like, what's a thick sauce? You're like, probably. What do you think about blue cheese?
Do not like it.
Don't. Okay. Yeah, I don't love blue cheese. I'll have it, Like if that's it, I'll settle for it, but it's not my favorite.
I like most tomato paste sauces,
Okay.
except for ketchup.
You don't like ketchup.
I do not like ketchup.
Really?
Ketchup is, maybe it's so too much of a vinegar taste to it.
Okay. Do you think it's also
like
because
vinegar.
it's like that's like the default condiment in America?
Maybe.
It's like maybe you've had too much ketchup.
So like I'm a hipster with ketchup. Like I don't like ketchup. Too cool for that.
It's got to be artisan ketchup.
I don't like mustard, but that's more the smell kind of thing. I can't.
Okay.
If something smells so bad,
Mhm.
I can't do it.
Okay. Honey mustard is the one for me. Like I had like when I was a teenager, I had like a hardcore honey mustard phase, and I ate it on everything. And you ever eat something too much, you're like, this makes me nauseous now and I can't eat it. So now I hate honey mustard because of that.
I'm too fat for that. I'm a fat person. It's like, have you ever gotten just tired of eating something? No. No, not at all.
You ever eat something too much? Nah, me neither.
Like, you ever ate something too much that you were like, I'm going to stop eating it? No, I'm going to eat it again. I'm going to, a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had stuff I don't like, but I'm like, never ate that anyways.
What do you think about, what are your thoughts on fast food? Because I do a lot of fast food material.
I'm like, pro, is it a pro or an anti? Like, I'm pro fast food. Like,
Okay.
love it. I mean, I know
I
it's
don't want to make any
bad, but
assumptions. Yeah.
I know it's bad for me, but God, I love fast food. It's the, like, when you're sad and you know there's a McDonald's open, it's the best thing.
It's life changing.
Right. It's like, God, I'm depressed today, but like, I could go get a sausage biscuit right now. It'll make me feel better.
I literally did that like the day before yesterday. I was like, man, I'm so fucking hungry. And I was like, I've been doing good too. Like I haven't bought any fast food in 2025. And I was like, I forgot to get my coffee. I'm having a bad start to the day. Yeah. So I'm like, let me go get some McDonald's coffee. I'm like, let's get a little sausage.
Dude, it cheers you right up, man. Get like McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah.
Is like a game changer when it comes to like mood swings. Like you're just like like a sausage McGriddle. Like, oh, I'm not having my day's not that bad.
So fast food breakfast is so good it'll ruin my whole day.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think McDonald's has the best fast food breakfast.
Okay,
and I think honestly their breakfast beats some of these high-end breakfast spots. I'd go to McDonald's before I would go to
Biscuit Belly.
I haven't tried Biscuit Belly.
Okay,
I'd have to try that.
I think Biscuit Belly's a little overrated, but that's just
I haven't tried, so I don't want to like say anything bad about that. But like,
I understand.
They're probably not going to listen to this, but if they are, first watch. I don't enjoy first watch.
Yeah, same.
I'm not a fan.
So that's actually, thank you for saying that actually, because I feel like that could be a bit, because I'll drive by a first watch and I'll see like, it'll be packed, it'll just be full of whites just sitting there on the bench. Like, it's only 30 more minutes, and I'm like, you guys, what are you guys doing? Like, you guys work, you guys have money, you have a full-time job, and your treat is waiting 45 minutes to even sit down in this crowded ass building for mediocre breakfast. Like, what are you guys doing with your lives?
Bro, I'm passing first watch. I'm going for second or third. Just not. No, I just don't enjoy them. They brought a pizza place here, which didn't last that long, and
was it La Rosa's?
Yeah. I never tried it because I didn't like first watch.
Okay.
And I was always like, I'm gonna try them, but I'm like, but I don't like their breakfast. Yeah. Why would I want to try their pizza now?
That was a weird move to me, because I didn't know there was a connection between those two restaurants. Yeah. I know about La Rosa's because I went to college at NKU, and that's like, technically it's like, it's Kentucky, but it's like really Cincinnati.
Yes.
And so like La Rosa's is like, it's a big chain in Cincinnati.
Shout out Cincinnati, one of the best comedy scenes in the Midwest. Corey Miller gets mad at me because I say it, but I will tout Cincinnati. Great comics, great scene.
Really?
Oh,
I haven't done anything in there yet. Is that
Do
good,
yourself
huh?
a favor. Get someone to go with you to an open mic in Cincinnati and enjoy it.
Okay,
You know,
I'm down.
yeah, man. Cincinnati's a fun place full of great comics, great people. Always have a blast there.
What's your favorite club in Cincinnati?
Go Bananas.
Go Bananas. Okay.
It's the first club that I ever got to feature in. And I just honestly, I love all the comics up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
There was a group of them that came down at Planet of the Tapes last Monday. There was like 3 of them, and they were all pretty solid.
Iron sharpens iron, man. There's a lot of really good comics in Cincinnati. So in order to do a show in Cincinnati, you have to work hard and stand out.
Yeah.
This isn't a knock to Louisville because I think it's changed, but it used to be, before I left for Louisville, there was so many people running shows, but they were only putting on, but they would put on people that were like 2 or 3 months in.
Yeah.
Headlining these shows.
Oh God.
And
that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. And look, when I first started doing comedy, I benefited from that.
Yeah.
I did shows I probably shouldn't have been on.
Okay. Wait, did you just weren't good?
Yeah, man. I mean, the first 6 months I was a smoke break comedian.
Okay.
What
does that mean?
That every time I got on stage, the comics were like, "Well, it's time to take a smoke break."
Okay. Yeah. I see what you mean, because you're like, this is not going to be good, probably.
No. Yeah. It sucks. It's demoralizing, but like you'll know if you really want to do comedy if you keep through it, because everyone goes through that stretch.
Yeah.
Where it seems like, wow, they only seem to leave the building when I get up here. What's happening?
Yeah. But if you can get past that,
it gets better, which is a weird thing to say, because but it does. It gets better as long as you're willing to work at it, work hard. Because comedy, it's kind of wild. Like, I feel like, and I don't know what your opinion is on Tim Dillon, but he'll say, like, he's like, being a comic is it's not cool to be. It's not,
because people are like, it's literally like every night you go up and you're like, I'm trying to get people to like you, and and you have to deal with it if they don't, and that's hard to do.
I like Tim Dillon. I like his material. I think he's funny.
I don't love that he's a deciding factor in our elections now. I think that's maybe a problem I have with him at this point, but I think he's funny.
That's
I give you a curveball there.
Yeah, no. Again, politics. I don't want to. Politics is going to be scary for a little bit. So but
we gotta be careful what we say. Yeah.
I do, but to get back to the point, to being comedy is sucks and it's hard.
Yes.
I bought one of the first books I bought on comedy was the Comedy Bible.
Oh, really? Okay. I don't think I've heard of this.
It had a section where the writer is explaining that she was hanging out with a bunch of comics, and one of her friends came to hang out with her, and she was like, "This is going to be great. I'm going to hang out with a lot of comics. This is going to be so much fun."
Yeah.
But then she realizes, wow, you're a bunch of miserable fucks. And it's like, it's like, it's weird, but like, so I started with Michael Kimberger, who's like my best comedy bud. He's a good friend, like outside of comedy now too.
I've seen him. He's good.
Yeah, I love him to death.
Yeah, he's great.
We would do this thing, man. Where like we'd go to an open mic on Tuesday, and we'd get in the car, and I'd be like, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. This isn't for me. And Kimberger would look over and be like, well, no, you're not. I'll pick you up on tomorrow, and we'll go to the next mic.
Really?
And then we'd go to that mic, and then we'd both have bad sets, and Kimberger would be like, well, I think I'm going to quit. And then I'd be like, nope, you're going to pick me up tomorrow, and we're going to go to Thursday. And that's just basically how we kept doing it. Like, we were just like, we'd alternate on days on who would want to quit and who would be like demotivated. No, let's do this.
Yeah.
Type situation.
That's kind of beautiful, actually. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, you're raising the point that like it's difficult to do, and
It is, and you need a good support system. You need comedy sucks.
Yeah.
But you need a good support system.
Yeah.
Not just your friends. I hope everyone has good friends. I'm blessed in that aspect of my life. I have way more good friends than most people are even allowed to have.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's good to make friends with other comics because they're going to know what you're going through.
Yeah.
And
so you're saying you have a lot of good friends that are not comedians?
Yes.
Okay. Just in general.
I have a lot of good friends in comedy and a lot of good friends outside of comedy.
Okay.
I'm overflowed with good friends.
I
wish I could trade them in for money, you know. But
I'll
keep
couple,
them.
maybe.
I'll keep them. You know, they're great.
Yeah.
But no, like it's good to have that support system of comics and of just real life friends, which weird way to phrase it, but comedy isn't real life sometimes.
Yeah.
But you want to have those normal
Feels
friends.
like a
You want
game
to have the
sometimes.
comedian friends. Have that support system.
Yeah.
Have that there. Find someone you can vent to. That knows what you're going through.
Yeah.
So you can let some of the steam out when you're losing your mind because of it.
Do you think that's ultimately what keeps you coming back? Is the community, or is it just the act of doing it itself that there's just something?
I think it's a
infectious
little bit of
about
both. I love still going to open mics. I love being around newer comics because I love how much they are enjoying it and how motivated they are.
Yeah.
Just seeing new perspectives is fun. But I love comedy. I always wanted to do it. I love making people laugh.
Yeah. Were you were probably, I mean, I'm sure this is a common theme, but would you say you were like the class clown?
No, I was the bullied kid. I had to develop a sense of humor as a self-defense mechanism.
I understand.
And it's like,
yeah, I get that. Same.
I was not the class. I was up until like 8th grade. I was the weird kid, the little chubby dude who tried to fit in with the cool kids, but they would only do it so they could like give me wedgies.
Right.
Which is weird giving an 8th grader a wedgie. Come on, guys.
It's a little passé at that point.
Right.
Like you've done it, so many times.
Wedgies are only for elementary school. Once you get to middle school, you shouldn't be giving your fellow students wedgies.
Once you're smoking, like you got to upgrade to like actual violence.
Right. And they did sometimes.
They beat the hell out of me, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah, man. I mean, no, I was...
Sounds like a Rodney Dangerfield joke. Oh, they beat the hell out of me.
I get no respect. No, I was definitely not the class clown. I tried to have good grades.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen. And in high school, I found drugs.
Okay.
That was...
What, like weed or...
Yeah, mostly weed.
Yeah.
I pills too. I loved pills. Still kind of love pills. Probably a bad thing to admit on, but hey, look, pills are fun.
This is the talk zone, not the not the hide the shit zone.
Right, man. Look, but yeah, like high school, I found weed and all, so that made it a little bit easier to deal with it.
Sure.
And but.
I feel like that. Do you feel like that also kind of like maybe at least for yourself? Does that give you like cool points a little bit? Like, yeah, I'm like, no, I'm partying. Like.
I mean, I guess in that moment when you're younger, you think you're cool, but when you look at it now, you're like, no, I wasn't.
I was actually just trying to survive mentally.
Right. I was trying to just move on to the next day.
Yeah, I get that.
And all my friends who smoked weed with me were losers too.
Yeah.
Love them, but we were.
And then you realize like some of those guys are, and I wouldn't speak to those guys directly, but like, at least in my experience, a lot of my weed friends are just like, they're not real. They just want to get high. Like they're not real friends, like they just are just looking to party a little bit.
Most of the people that I knew back then that I partied with, they were not necessarily people I would consider real friends.
Right.
A few of them
It's like,
are.
I'll help you move this ounce of marijuana, but I won't help you move to a new apartment.
Yeah, a few of them were, and I still consider good friends. But yeah, I think that's probably a good way of saying it.
That's good that you still have those friends, though, that they're,
Well, I mean, they died, but like
Oh.
they were good friends until they did.
They did their duty.
Hey, I mean, it's unfortunate. But
Yeah.
it happens sometimes.
So wait, let me go back to the open mics. So like you had a support system, like
Yes.
taking you to open mics every week. How, let me ask you this. When you were like really hitting it hard, like how often were you doing open mics?
As often as I could.
Okay.
Unfortunately, back then, Louisville didn't have, but
Probably just the Caravan, right?
no, but the Caravan happened on Wednesdays, and I didn't go to the Caravan for like a full year.
Oh,
I
wow.
just
Okay.
did the other open mics, and because I wanted a weird way to put it, but I wanted my first time at the Caravan to be special. Back then, it was the Laughing Derby. But
It's a good room.
Yeah. It was the Laughing Derby back then, but I wanted
Okay.
my first time on a club stage to mean something and to be kind of decent.
I totally understand that rationale.
But back then, so we had a Tuesday mic, a Thursday mic, and an every other Sunday mic.
Okay. So between 2 and 3 a week.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and then we couldn't really get up more. We have more shows now though, but
Yeah.
the only problem with now is most everything's signed up in advance, so
Yeah.
a lot of people can't go up every week like they should, and then
Mhm.
people just don't try and seek out other opportunities because there's what I would suggest doing
Yeah.
if you're trying to keep going. Find mixed mics, find
Mixed
places like that has music, poetry, and comedy.
Oh, okay. Like the
Um,
shit show.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's so many of them out there. You can find those and try sometime. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them would love to have comics come out.
Yeah.
They love when comics come out. Because how we sometimes get tired of hearing people try jokes over and over and over again.
Mhm.
They get tired of just seeing musician after musician after musician. So they're
Right.
like, "Wow, we got a comic here.
Yeah.
That's awesome." And they give you a little bit extra time so you can, spread your wings a little bit as a newer person.
Okay.
Whereas like most comedy open mics, you're gonna get 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay. See, that's what I'm falling into right now, which I'm really trying to break out of. That is my open mic like rhythm has been just like I'll regularly hit the 3 main ones that you do advanced signups for.
Yeah.
And I'll consistently do those. So like I'll do Caravan and then I'll email Craig right back and be like, "Hey, let me do the next one." Right. So all the signups I'll do pretty consistently. But I'm finding that's not enough.
No, it's not, because you're not getting on stage enough to even build the confidence in your set and your performance, which I think is the first thing.
Every time I
should
get up,
work on.
I'm terrified.
And that might not change. But
Okay.
I'm still anxious.
All right. Okay. Well, that's good.
But there's still confidence in it. Like, I know when I get on stage, it's my time. The crowd is listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
I know, if they don't want to, well, they leave. But they can't like physically remove me from the stage.
Right.
The crowd can't. So it's my time. They're there to listen to me. And
Unless you
have
start
to,
saying some wild shit.
Yeah, but I'm
some
not. I mean, like,
racist.
that would be
or
the
homophobic.
club removing me and then probably banning me.
Right.
And then like, you probably might deserve it depending on what I said.
Sure.
Some people shouldn't do comedy. Controversial opinion. Everyone should try it, I guess, but some people should stop right after.
Some people should stop.
Yeah. But no, it's about building confidence in the beginning, but I don't think there's enough show up, go ups in Louisville
Yeah.
stage time to where a lot of the newer people can build confidence in it. But on the flip side, I do feel like without as much time, that when some people are working harder in other aspects of the comedy, so they're getting better, like quicker. I don't know how you don't have as much stage time, so you have to make it count.
Right. So maybe you think about it a little more, like you try to I was gonna say agonize over it a little more. Maybe that's what I do, but you have more time to write too.
You do.
Sets.
I also feel like take more of it. I don't know. I know you have a car, but I don't know what your schedule is like to where you could drive to another city that has show up go ups.
Yeah, that one's hard because I'm 9 to 5.
Right.
Like I probably I'm not. It's not like a remote job, but like I could work remote sometimes if I need to.
Right.
But I couldn't do it enough to regularly go to other, like I could I could probably go to other cities like on like the weekends, but those are probably booked shows at that point,
Some of them, like I think Nashville has weekend mics. Lexington just started one on a Friday.
Oh, is that right?
And Lexington's only like an hour away anyways.
That's true.
And they have show up go ups now on Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday, I think.
No way.
Yeah, they have. I don't know what their schedule is. You'd have to go to their Facebook group to really be certain.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're only about an hour away from Lexington. Take advantage of that.
Okay.
Go to Lexington for show up go ups if you can.
I've heard that club is really good.
Go Bananas
on Broadway.
Not Go Bananas. Comedy Off Broadway.
Comedy Off Broadway. Yeah.
Comedy Off Broadway is a great club. I've only gotten to do it one time.
Okay.
Really want to go back.
Yeah, same. Or I want to go there. Period.
Yeah, man. But no, go to Lexington, dude. Start a show if you have.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I need more stage time.
Yeah.
And you're able to sell to a venue. Hey, if we come here on a Thursday, maybe you don't get enough customers in. I wouldn't say that, but maybe we can help you with a little bit on a slow day.
Have you ever thought about? I've been thinking about maybe just getting an amp and just doing stand up like on the street. Have you ever thought about that?
I haven't done that, but there's comics that have.
I feel like you'd have to be really good at crowd work, and also you'd have to be really good at not getting stabbed. I
mean, being able to
both those things, it would be important.
Get out of the way is probably
quickly
good for comedy, anyways.
That's true.
I know Dan Alton used to do that.
Yeah. I feel like that's also like if you could learn how to do crowd work and do it, because I've seen TikToks where, and it's not comedy related, but I've seen I used to follow this guy on TikTok that would just do, he would have an amp and he would perform at like Italian restaurants doing like Sinatra covers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why can't a comic do that? And just have like social media content that's not their actual material.
I mean, as long as there's like, as long as you won't get like trespassed, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
But I mean,
how does that work? Do you need like a permit or something? Or
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Honestly,
like street performers.
I don't know. I think that would depend on the city, though, right? Like I know, like when I was growing up, there were a lot more buskers on the street in Louisville.
What is that? I've never buskers.
Like playing music or performing on the street for like tip money and stuff like that.
No way.
There used to, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but Ear Ecstasy.
Yeah, I know of Ear Ecstasy. I never went. It was closed before I came to the Highlands.
Okay. Ear Ecstasy, miss it. Ear Ecstasy used to always have buskers outside playing music and all.
That's really cool.
Downtown used to have more. I don't know if there's any downtown now, but like they used to have people doing it. I think that's the right term. I'm gonna look it up, make sure I'm not like making up a term.
Yeah, I'm sure that was probably a thing when like 4th Street Live was more of a thing. When they were trying to like creep, like be like Nashville kind of.
Yeah.
I know Asheville used to be like that. I don't know if it's like that now. That wasn't there like there was a lot of flooding over there recently, right? Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee, or
No, Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah, I think so.
That used to be a big like street performer kind of town.
Yeah, they got hit with those floods, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They have a comedy festival in Asheville, the Asheville Comedy Festival. Really? That's pretty popular.
Have you performed for a comedy festival before?
Oh, I've been in a couple.
Yeah.
I've done probably 4 or 5 comedy festivals.
Okay.
I just don't have the money to really submit to them often.
Okay.
My problem with working, money-wise, I make enough money to pay my bills and enough for gas and food, and then I'm like, well, I'm gonna go do something else.
Yeah.
I'm not motivated enough to make more.
Yeah, I totally get that. It's hard out there, man.
Yep.
It's fucking hard out there.
But yeah, I mean, festivals are fun. Festivals are more for networking and
You think you get like gigs doing festivals?
Yeah, I've gotten multiple gigs from thanks to being at festivals.
Okay.
Some comics be like festivals are scams because they never get accepted to it.
Right.
But also like these are the same comics that'll spend $40-$50 to go to a mic 2-3 states away.
Sure.
So
I think festivals
are
at least they're probably thinking like, well, at least with that I'm actually getting up, but it's in front of like 5 people probably.
But you're getting up in front of a lot of festivals. You're getting in front of a live crowd, and then you're also getting networking opportunities. Festivals are what you make out of them. Comedy is what you make out of it in general. But like if you go into like a festival being like, I'm just here to perform and all that, and just do my 2 sets and that's it, and I'm not going to go to watch any of the other shows or go to any of the workshops or anything that they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my time and that's it. Then you probably wasted your money on a festival.
Yeah, for sure.
But why would you do that?
It's not just going to magically change everything just because you did one festival.
Right. And but why would you do that? You go to a festival, you want to get out, you want to watch other shows, you want to see other comics, you want to get to know them, you want to hang out, some of these festivals offer writing workshops or workshops on social media, workshops on mental illness, which is cool. Been the one where they were like, hey, we know that you might struggle because we struggle too, so here's ways to cope. And
like a support group.
So or they'll go out and like have a bowling night or something like that. Or I did one in Erie, Pennsylvania, and like not just with the Festival of Networking, which I did a bunch of. I explored Erie, and I got to see stuff probably wouldn't have seen any for otherwise. I love the response. It was like in Erie, I asked the hotel clerk when I was there what's to do in Erie, and she's like listing a bunch of things. My favorite one was like apparently there's a place called Misery Bay.
Oh God.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people drowned in this bay, and we celebrate it. Like, that's weird, but still kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah. There's just like bronze statues of them in the water drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go hang out with other comics. Go watch other shows.
Yeah.
When you do that, then no, the festival's amazing. It's you're
because that's just you hanging out with your buddies.
Yeah, and you're networking. You're getting shows. Some festivals do free headshots. Like you pay for them, they'll have a photographer come in, and the photographer will give you actually professional headshots, which is something that
not a lot of comics have access to.
Yeah,
because most comics don't really make a lot of money.
Yes,
because you don't make money doing comedy unless you get extremely lucky and also work your ass off simultaneously.
So it's just like man, I would wait till you find a tape that you're really comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I don't suggest it. Yeah, well, video.
Yeah.
probably don't. They're not going to take a physical copy. No, you send it over the internet now. That's how technology works these days.
You mean like a recorded set, basically?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
But you wanna wait. I do think newer comics should wait to submit, because then you are just throwing your money out the door.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to wait a few years to where, okay, you have, I would say, get about 30 minutes worth of solid material.
Okay. Wow, 30 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
I think, personally, other people might not agree with this.
Yeah.
But I think you want to have at least a half an hour worth of solid material before you send a 5-minute tape of that material. A really good tape with good audio, good lighting, everything. But before you send that tape, you want to have that 5 minutes, really good tape.
Yeah.
You want to have 30 minutes of material, because a lot of festivals give you 2 sets.
Okay.
And many of them are 10 minutes.
Oh, I see.
So in a festival, what I like to do is I don't want to run the same set at both shows.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want to run more material at a different show. That way, like, people that are in there that have seen me at the other, not just the audience, people that are other comics, people that have shows, will see, well, he has more material than just that 10 minutes. If you run the same set you ran at the other show, they're like, does he only have 10 minutes?
Right.
You know, so you
and then they're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to book him if he only has 10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I only book him for a hosting set, and that I'm 3 states away, and a hosting set's maybe $25-$50.
Yeah.
So really, what are you getting out of that?
Right. You're just paying for your gas at that point.
Right.
Do you think Louisville could support another comedy club? Do you think we need one? What do you think? I know you think we need more open mics.
Downtown adjacent, because all of them are kind of close to each other.
Yeah.
I think you would have to have something that's a little bit out, like something out maybe on the east end,
like here, like Middletown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or out on Dixie Highway down by like Fort Knox area or Valley Station area. Have something like that. I think you have to pull it away from where everything else, because you got like 3 clubs and you used to have 4, but I'm pretty sure the one's just not doing anything anymore.
You talking about the Laugh Louisville? Yeah, that's a weird situation, because I go to the website and it's just like it's up, but the calendar's completely blank.
Yeah, man, I don't have a bad word to say about them. I did my show there. I got paid.
Okay,
so I enjoyed my time at Laugh.
How was that venue?
I enjoyed it.
I've never been in there.
I enjoyed it. The show I went to didn't have that many people there.
Okay,
but the people that were there were it was an amazing crowd.
Okay,
like I think most people are stuck on the fact that, like, yes, you want to have a room full of people. That's what you want. That's the ultimate goal. A room full of people that are just enjoying themselves and you're making them laugh. That's what you want. That's where the money is. But sometimes you'll see a room that's 5-6 people deep, and you're like, oh, it's gonna suck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you'll go in, and that 5 people are one of the best crowds you're ever gonna have. They love everything about it. They're very vocal. They come up afterwards and just tell you how awesome you are. Want to buy merch if you have it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas you might do a show the next night and there's 100 people in the crowd and they're not really enjoying anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's quality over quantity, but yes, realistically, you want quantity.
Yeah.
Because quantity pays the bills.
Right. Yeah, ultimately, yeah. But it's still nice to, like, you know, be in front of a crowd that really likes what you do, and that feels, you know, it feels powerful to have them be like, yo, we love you, you know. That's only happened to me once, where like a total stranger was like, dude, you did such a great job. I love that. Blah, 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 blah.
But it stuck with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It's getting those kind of feeling when someone appreciates you. There's nothing like it. I mean, that's the best drug I've ever done. I mean, okay, muscle relaxers probably are the best drug I've ever done. I love muscle relaxers. Right, they're really good.
I was so bummed.
Second.
I threw my back out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Baby, where are those expired muscle relaxers at that we just have been leaning on for the last 5 years?" And we couldn't find them. And I'm like, finally got to let them go. And I don't know what I'm going to do now.
Yeah, man. I just once they go away, and it's just you never know what you have until it's gone.
Yeah.
It's like, no, man. I mean, like it's just a great feeling. On the flip side, though, you'll also remember the words when they don't feel so good. Sometimes you'll have people come up, say something, they mean well.
Yeah.
But the words will be they're biting, like it'll hurt, and you'll remember that.
Really?
I had 2.
Okay.
And it really stick with me.
Okay.
I was on a show with Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Okay.
Great guy, enjoyed it. After the show, a comic walked up. He's like, "Hey, man, you're really consistent, but you have no gut busters."
Okay.
And I'm like, "What does that mean?" This is like 2016.
Okay.
And I'm like, I had a good set. I thought I had a good set.
Right.
But yeah, he's like, "Man, there's no gut busters there," and that is stuck with me.
So you meant like you didn't have anything that really like brought
like
the house
really
down.
made his stomach like bounce up and down.
Yeah.
You
made me laugh, but like you didn't make me really laugh.
Right. You were like, yeah, I feel like like you're probably like if this was a baseball game, you're like hitting 6.
Yeah.
You're not in the power category, but we feel like you could probably get on base for the second half.
Yeah.
No, and I got that one, and then a couple years after that, I think 2017. 2017 or early 2018. They used to have this show in Louisville. I enjoyed it. It was called Funniest Comic East of the Mississippi.
Okay.
It was a contest. It was in Lexington, actually. And the final comedian, the comedian that won it, won a good amount of money, but he also won an all-expense-paid trip to go before the producers of America's Got Talent.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was awesome. And the second year I did it, they actually had one of the people who books America Got Talent come out to it.
Oh, wow.
Which was dope. She was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I won my round. I had a really good set that day, and I beat like on my way to call it a heat, but like a run, like when you're doing a sprint in the Olympics, they had the heats. Like you got to beat your group to move on to the finals. Yeah. Well, yeah, my heat featured some really amazing comics, dude. Yeah. People that like are like crushing it right now.
Yeah.
Like
right now.
Yes.
Okay.
People that are headlining clubs.
Okay. Jesus.
And I won.
Whoa, you did?
Yes.
I did not know. I didn't think that's what you were going to say.
No, I won. I won this round. I had a really good set. I beat everyone. I was feeling really good about this because I knew they were great. I knew they were great then, and they're awesome comics, awesome people.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the things, like, when I think about comedy, I'm like, makes me the happiest. It's like, not that I, like, beat the act of beating them, but knowing I was good enough.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes me feel really good about myself.
It's extremely validating.
Self-esteem boost.
Yeah.
I'm outside after the show, feeling myself so happy.
Yeah.
And a guy walks up, he's like, "Hey, man, in 2 or 3 years, you're going to be really good." Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's like, he means well.
Yeah.
But in that moment, it's like, wait, I'm not good now? Like,
yeah.
But I just want, like, what? So, but it stuck with you, and it still sticks with me. It's like, God, man, like 2 or 3 years, I'm going to be really good. It's been almost 7. Like, I don't know if I'm even there.
Yeah.
There yet.
And like, that probably feels totally deflating. Like, because you just finished that set, you just won. Like, you didn't even really have time to let that ride before that guy just destroyed it.
No, and that's what I thought about on the ride home the whole time, not winning.
Yeah.
I thought about, wow, like, what did he mean by that? It's like getting a thumbs up in a message on like Facebook Messenger. You get that thumbs up, you're just sitting there, you're like, what did they like me?
It's just like, it's literally just like, I've acknowledged that this is something that you said.
Right. It's like, I don't know if this guy really likes me. Like, are we friends? Like,
yeah.
No, it's, You'll remember that. You'll get one. It's someone who means well, but it will stick with you until you're dying. I'm gonna go to my last breath. I'm like, am I good yet?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna pass away.
I had a similar moment a couple weeks ago. I did the caravan contest.
Yeah.
And I was in the qualifying. It was like, I think it was like the Friday. It was the Friday night early set, and I was feeling good. I was like, I went up and I did it. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I was way cockier about it than I should have been. I was like, I got this. This is great. And then I didn't because there were a lot of great people there that night. Two of the three people that advanced were in second and third place for the finals, like from that same night. But anyway, one of the people that I had come out to see me, after the show was over, I was walking up to them and they were like, "Oh my God, you did so great," blah, blah. And then this girl goes, "Yeah, I can really tell you, you said everything came out the way you meant it to."
Yeah. That's weird. No, man, comedy is weird, dude. There's certain phrases that are used by vets too that hurt, that they feel good in that moment, but when you get you move on in comedy, you realize, well, that's what they meant.
Really?
Oh, good set.
Yeah.
Good set's one.
Yeah.
Good set's I didn't really pay attention.
Great set. Yeah.
But you know what? Good on you.
Yeah.
Or favorite one, you have good stage presence.
Oh, yeah. What does that mean?
You're not funny, but I respect you for doing it.
Okay. That's well, I would think that would mean that you seem like you're comfortable on stage. But also, maybe you're not a great joke writer.
But still, in the aspect, they're just trying to tell you you're not funny. But they don't want to tell you that, and they don't want you to feel bad about yourself.
Okay. You know what? That's so funny. I felt like I was at a show, and I was like, man, a lot of people are coming up to me saying, good set. That must have done well.
I ain't a crush yet, but it's a good set. It's just a good set is just something people just throw out there,
Yeah.
You'll just be you'll walk into the bathroom, you didn't even see the comic will walk on and be like, hey man, good set.
Good set, dog. I feel like I'll tell you what, that's been one of the most difficult things for me, is navigating the social, fabric of comedy clubs. Cause it's kind of I think I've said this before, it's kind of a joke in and of itself that it's you've got all of these introverts and socially awkward people, and now you're like, okay guys, let's all network, and just the whatever that turns into is whatever that turns into, and so it's I wouldn't say it's been difficult to navigate, but I have a hard time just being like, hey, how's it going, guys? I'm blah, nice to meet you, and so there are plenty of moments that I'll be near another performer and be like, what should I do? Should I say good set? Should I, even if clearly was a bomb, should I just leave them alone? Should I, and I'll definitely if I see someone who I think is established, I'm like, I'm staying away from you until you come talk to me.
But here's the thing about that comic's in their mind too. The whole time you're in your mind thinking what should I say? That comic's what should I say? What's going on here?
Yeah.
This thing about comics, we're all going through the same mental gymnastics.
Right.
We're
the same algebra.
Yeah, we're all trying to figure this out. Most of us are awkward as hell,
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of comics are oh, the vets don't talk to me. The vets don't talk to me.
Yeah.
The vets are not cool. Well, that's you didn't talk to them, and they're just like you. They're human too. They're just trying to figure out, even if it's not related to you, they're trying to figure out their material. Hey, did that set go well?
Oh,
I just fumbled that joke.
Because they're thinking about
place.
Their set too,
yeah, so they're in their head too, man. Every comic's in their head. No one intentionally ignores. Okay, some people probably might ignore you, but I don't think most people have malice between it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think on the whole, everyone is just largely trying to do their own thing.
Right.
And if some of that, yeah, I totally agree with that. And if I were that person, I would be like, yeah, none of the vets are talking to me. He shouldn't be talking to me. Honestly, I don't.
No, I don't think that. I think people. I try my best to be like really like welcoming to comics.
Yeah.
Out like especially newer comics. Like,
which I can attest to. You've been a fantastic role model.
I appreciate it, man. Just don't eat like I do.
Okay.
Eat healthier.
I'm trying, dude. Hey, I mean, I've done. We could talk about that, man. I've done some shit. I used to do. I used to have a bad habit of what I call double dashing, which is where you go to 2 different fast food places for one meal. Oh
yeah, no, I've done that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I get a little Domino's, and then I'll get I'll get Domino's, right? I'll do the 2 for $6 with the pizza and the wings, and then on the way to get it, I'm like, well, I need a drink, right? So I'll go to McDonald's to get a Coke, and then I get a couple burgers. I need one for the road, one for the meal.
No, I think I've done that. Or you're like, I want a pizza, but I also want French fries, and this pizza place doesn't sell French fries, so I got to get me French fries somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Like that's a go-to for me.
I can't go to a pizza place if they don't have wings. That's the qualifier for
there
me.
Pizza places that don't have wings?
There are. Yeah. I think I want to say Danny Max doesn't have wings. I might be wrong about that. Or I feel like the last time I checked the Post, they didn't have wings.
I haven't tried Danny Max before, and everyone tells me I need to try them.
It's pretty solid.
Okay.
Yeah, I like them. I think they're good. It's not my favorite, but I think that they're solid.
I think my favorite pizza place that I've had in Louisville has to be Chef's Cut Pizzeria.
Shut up.
So good, dude. So good.
Dude.
You're a fan?
We made their website.
Well, man,
he comes in here all the time. We have a relationship with that guy.
Well, that is dope because Chef's Cut Pizzeria is like my favorite pizza in town.
Yeah, it's great.
I
just had a chicken bacon ranch pizza from there, or some kind of Alfredo something. Yeah. It was so good,
dude. It's weird, and I've tried to explain this to people. It's not just that the food is good, but it's when you're eating it, you can feel like they put effort into it. It's a weird way to phrase it, but I feel like my pizza got some tender love and care.
It's got some TLC.
My pizza's not growing up in a broken household,
Yeah. Like this guy probably, he probably coaches Little League too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my pizza's like the chef's like, no, you're a good pizza. You're a good pizza. You're gonna grow up and be a strong pizza.
He tells it. He's encouraging it as it's going through the oven. Like you're gonna be so good.
This
dude.
Pizza went to college. That's what I'm saying, man. They put a lot of effort
didn't have to take out loans.
They put a lot of effort into making this pizza.
Yeah, just
for me.
And they have wings too, don't they? They have wings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have. Yeah, no, because I've never ordered them, but I know they do because I've picked up there before.
Yeah. Did you know that they've served Beyonce?
No, that's dope.
The dude's got this story about how I guess Beyonce was, I don't know if she was here or somewhere else, but she knew about that place and was she was like, I gotta have Chef's Cut. It's the best stuff. I love it so much. And so she had a huge, insane amount of pizza shipped to her whole team, and for a show or something, and just bought I don't know, hundreds of pies and stuff. And
that is dope, man.
Yeah.
Again, I am a big fan of Chef's Cut Pizzeria. I think more people should talk about it. I think they're probably my favorite. Hometown and by proxy. What is it else called? The other store. It's Hometown, but it's another.
Craft House.
Craft House.
Yeah,
Hometown / Craft House is up there.
Yeah, me too.
They're solid.
I was raised on Hometown, so because LaGrange, that was the first one, and so that was where. So I grew up going to Hometown Pizza.
Yeah, man. I think they're great. I didn't enjoy working with them, but when I was an employee, but the food, that's how you know the food is good.
Yeah.
You hate it working there, but you still go back to eat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
You worked at this job and you're like, I worked at restaurants and I hated it and I don't go there anymore.
Yeah.
But with hometown pizza, Craft House Pizza, I'm like, you know what? The experience of being an employee really sucked, but you know what? The pizza is fire.
Wait, you didn't just dash for it? Like you actually work there?
Yes.
Oh wow! Which one did you work at?
The one on Preston.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
And by working there, it was like 3 days.
Okay.
But it was an experience that I wouldn't wish on my. And I was. It's.
So
It's not one of those things where it's like you don't really tell a job it's not you, it's me, but it's that kind of situation. I was going through a lot of anxiety.
Okay.
I was having a really tough time mentally. It's 2019. I had 6 jobs.
Oh my God.
Right.
I'd be anxious too. Jesus, 6 jobs.
Well, I couldn't. Mentally, I was going through stuff and I was ignoring it.
Not at the same time.
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
not at the same time.
I thought you had 6 jobs.
I'd have a job and I'd work a couple weeks and I'd quit. I'd have a job, I'd work a couple weeks and I'd quit.
Yeah.
Or I'd have a job, I'd work a couple weeks, I'd fuck up and they'd fire me.
Okay.
Pardon my language.
You can
right, I know.
as much as you want.
But like I would, so that's. I'd have a job and I'd walk out the next day. But it was more my fault. And hometown is one of those issues where it was like it's mostly me, but also like you guys kind of sucked.
Yeah.
The first day they made me wash dishes, which I am okay with. That was a solid day. I had the dishes going, except ramekins. Ramekins are the bane of every dishwasher's existence.
Is that right?
If you are a dishwasher,
I know they're tiny, but
you hate ramekins.
Why is it so hard? Is it because
they're such a hassle to wash?
Yeah. Dishwashing sounds like the hardest job you could do because it's like
dishwashing's not.
You just putting your hands in particles all day, you know?
It's not that bad. It's honestly not. And like a lot of places where I've been a dishwasher at, they let you listen to music back there, let you enjoy yourself.
That's cool.
And as long as you're keeping up with the dishes, no one bothers you.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some pros there.
Right.
Yeah.
But ramekins suck. That's the worst part of dishwashing.
Yeah,
is ramekins.
Is it because they're small, or is it because they get lost in like the dishwasher? Or
yeah, I mean everything, all of it,
all of
and it's hard to like get all of them clean.
Yeah,
some of them were just not. Some of them were just like, I'm not going to be clean for you today. I'm going to have whatever's in here. They're nasty. But anyways, so the first day I did dishwashing and it was great. Second day, mostly dishwashing. And then at the end, they put me on, like just running the dough through this little machine that flattens the dough so they can make the pizzas.
Oh,
that's
fun.
all I had to do for like about an hour before I was leaving.
Okay.
I didn't make the pizzas. I didn't do anything. I just ran the dough through this little machine.
That's fun.
The third day, they put me on the expedition table. But I didn't know what the pizzas were. I didn't know how they were made. I didn't know anything. So I didn't know like what was this specialty pizza versus this specialty pizza. Right. I didn't know. They did not train me.
You didn't know the hometown special.
And so I'm confused trying to do this.
Yeah.
And the servers are just yelling at me.
Yeah.
And then one lady yells at me. So then while she's in the middle yelling at me, I cut one of the pizzas like really awkwardly.
Oh no.
So now I'm getting like really yelled at. Like, how dare you cut this pizza to make it look like it has a top hat? Like,
you clearly did that on purpose.
Right. You know, it's like, this is a pizza. It's not Michigan J. Frog. But yeah, so she started yelling at me. Yeah. They make the pizza over again because they can't serve this pizza cut this way. Like, you need your pizza cut perfectly or not at all, because sometimes they don't cut their pizzas and send them out. That's just a complaint as a customer. Cut my pizza, damn it.
Just throwing shade
but
at them
she screams at me. They go to make the other pizza. Everyone's back is turned. I walk the hell out.
Okay. You're like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, I'm like, I walked from that area up to Preston and Eastern, and
yeah,
I sat on. I thought it was a business. I sat on some porch for a minute to catch my breath.
Okay,
and then I go to walk back more up to Eastern. I can see cops pull up to that porch, and like someone come out and they're pointing in my direction. But the cops didn't say anything. They're just like, he left, so.
Yeah.
They didn't follow me, but I'm like, oh, that must have been somebody's house. My bad.
Oh my gosh.
It looked like it was a
How
business.
long were you sitting there?
15 minutes just to catch like a little bit of like a rest for my legs, but
you can't sit on some. Come on, man.
I can't, and I know not to do that now, and I had no ulterior motives.
Yeah.
There was not like, oh, I want to be here and bug you.
Yeah.
I just wanted a little bit of rest, and it looked like it was fine. There was nowhere else to sit.
That makes me so sad for people who they got to rest wherever they can, and then
100%.
One day they just rest on the wrong place,
and now you can't rest without police being like, "Oh, why are you resting here?" Well,
yeah. How are you on time?
We're at 2:03. I'm good on time.
Yeah.
I was
probably gonna wrap up soon if you're cool with that, but
bro, I am cool with that too.
Okay.
I just keep like I had this weird. It's not even on it's on silent and on. It's not buzzing, but I can almost tell when a message goes through on my phone mentally now.
Like you feel it.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh, someone just sent me a message, and like I'll go look at it. I'm like, yep, like I'll check that when I get out of here. Like,
yeah,
I'm in tuned with the technology.
Do you think that's like maybe that's like the radio waves, or like you have so much of a like we always talk about how we don't know like really what all those signals emanating from to our body is doing all the time, but like maybe like over time it's like it actually is sending you notifications and your body's just like, oh, I got a text message.
Maybe I just feel like I'm like I just had this phone for so long, so I know when it's just like it's like my little baby. Like I know most people change phones like every year to every other year. Yeah. I've had this phone for like 5.
Okay,
so like
that's a good. That's a round number. Yeah,
I know when my baby's hurting. I know when my baby's trying to tell me something.
Yeah, it's like Old Yeller,
Yeah, Timmy's in the well.
My girlfriend's in an improv troupe, and
which one?
Extra Crispy.
Extra Crispy. Okay, who's all in that?
Well, I'm so glad you asked me that because I've been wanting to bring this up to you.
Yes,
someone who is in that group. Okay, first of all, I'll just say, and I say it all the time. So they just won Leo Weekly's best improv troupe.
Awesome.
3 years running.
Awesome.
Okay, they're great. They're a great team. Do you know, and I think you do know, but do you remember someone by the name of Nick Tennell?
Name sounds familiar, yes.
He knows you. He's in the troupe.
Yeah.
And every time we chat, he brings you up because he said that you were like really nice to him when he did a couple open mics.
Awesome.
Let me see if I can find. Let me see if does that face look familiar to you?
Yeah, I remember him, and I remember the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the troupe, and he's hilarious. He's such a
awesome,
great
dude.
improviser.
I like a lot of it. There's a weird like thing. I think it's strange with like comedians versus improvisers.
Yeah.
There's like some kind of like deep-seated like mistrust there, I guess.
There's a divide.
Yeah, but I don't like subscribe to that because like I got a lot of friends that do our improv troops. Like Joey Eberling is one of my favorite people. I know Joey. I met Joey. Yeah, he's such a great dude.
He's a good dude. Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah,
Kentucky
Bill,
the
best
man.
Hugs.
They're one of the best
hugs, dude. Like,
is he? I've never hugged him. Okay,
dude. Like when you're in his embrace, you feel so safe.
Is that right?
Like nothing can get you.
Wow.
Joey is just the greatest hugger. Great, and one of the greatest people I know.
Okay. That's great, man.
No, I love improv. I think comics should, because they used to do them. I don't think there haven't been that many.
Yeah.
Since I've been back, but they used to do improv jams where comics could come and learn improv, and I think that's
oh really?
Yeah, I think that's a really valuable thing for even just stand-up comics to go to these and learn how to just work that like in the moment brain muscle in your brain, you know?
I completely agree. Because when I first, this was my first year, 2024 was my first year ever doing stand up, and in July I started taking improv courses with this school called Improv 502. They're local. They're here in Louisville. One of the teachers is in the Extra Crispy troupe, and I'd like to think that it's helped me. I think it's a little too soon really to tell, but I completely agree. I have a lot of friends in the improv scene, and I think that I preach this a lot to other people too. Like I've been just recently like enamored with Rory Scovel.
Yeah,
he's a stand-up comedian. You've heard of Rory Scovel,
yes.
And he has an improv background, and he has a YouTube special called Rory Scovel. I think it's Live Without Fear, and it's like a documentary / special where he does a week of shows in Atlanta, stand-up comedy, completely improvised.
Yes.
And it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
No, he's great, dude. Look, I think improvisers are just like happier comedians. Like they're comedians that haven't been through as much as we have. I mean, I just assume. Yeah. I'm an outsider looking in for the most part. But they just seem like, oh, these are comedians with like full-time jobs and careers.
Yeah. Yeah. That is what it is. Because every improver I know is very well employed, gainfully employed.
Right. These are people with well-adjusted lives.
These are people with theater degrees sometimes.
Yeah, and they're all great. Like I don't know if I've ever met an improver that I didn't like personally.
I would agree with you on that, actually. Yeah, 100%.
I'm sure there's going to be one out there.
Even the ones that like ruffle feathers, I'm like, they're funny though, you know?
Yeah, no, and like they're really good at teamwork.
Yeah,
comedians are not really like stand-up comics. We're not really good at teamwork. No. Not too much.
No, they're really not. But because it's just you up there,
right?
You know,
I think improv jams they're fun to do, and I think they help comics. I think branching out of just doing stand-up, and doing multiple different things can help you as a performer. I got so much out of running a trivia show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I ran a trivia show for like 2.5 years.
Okay.
At which used to be Wix in New Albany.
Yeah.
One of the top trivia shows in the city.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Louisville metro area.
Okay. I was going to say in the city of New
well
Albany.
attended. Great show. I got so much out of running that trivia. I think that's what helped me the most, to being in the moment, being able to handle crowds and crowd work, where comics are like, you're so good at being able to handle the odd situations.
Yeah.
Trivia, I think, is what helped me the most, because trivia was league trivia.
Okay.
There was money involved for the winners, but not just money in that moment. The top 5 teams at that location at the end of the year get invited to the big trivia show in Las Vegas with a lot of money on the line.
Oh my gosh.
So there's like thousands upon thousands of dollars that you could win in this league.
So people are taking it very seriously.
Oh, so serious, man. I've been heckled way more in trivia than I've ever been heckled in comedy. I've had my life threatened. Applebee's in LaGrange had to hide me in the kitchen once before a guy to leave.
What?
Oh, this guy wanted to kill me.
Why? Because you were
because he got a question about the NHL wrong.
Oh no.
And he was so mad about it because technically his question was right back in 1991. Mm-hmm. But after 1991, something changed in the NHL.
Okay.
So his answer was no longer correct.
Right.
So he was mad about that. Well, I should get partial credit. I can't do that. That's not how that works. You're wrong. It used to be this way. It's not this way.
Yeah.
And
these
then,
are the rules.
because he wasn't happy about that, well, when you go outside, I'm going to kick your ass. Oh, fuck. And he could have done it. I can't fight. He would have won. He would have won.
There's some good old boys out there in Oldham County.
Oh, yeah, man. So they ushered me into the kitchen to hide me from him. until he finally left.
Okay.
And they let me go home.
Okay.
And then I haven't returned to Oldham County since. 5 years on, I'm like, I don't Doordash go to Oldham County. Nope.
Yeah.
Might run into him. He might be mad.
Can you imagine going to that Applebee's and he's just like, he sees you, just like, he's
I remember you. Your day of reckoning is coming, son.
Pretty rare to have a redneck interested in hockey in the first place. If I'm being
Bro,
honest.
look, trivia is fun, but it is stressing, and being able to
because people take it serious.
Yeah, you have to learn to disarm people with humor or whatever you can use to disarm people.
Right.
But I would throw out quips and jokes and stuff, and I would get the crowd on my side, and then I wouldn't have to deal with so much negativity.
Okay.
On the crowd. And then also, some of them, even if they were losing, were having fun and tell me how much of a good time they have. They all did the same thing at the end anyways. Where it's like, if your team loses, you're coming up to try trivia questions on me.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh, you think you're smart, Mr. Trivia Man? Let me get this trivia question right. And you're like, I'm just running a script here. I don't know any of this information.
You're the one competing, not anybody.
An office in Nashville puts this together, sends it to my computer, and I run it.
Yeah. Have you ever found
idea.
any of those questions that are actually incorrect, like the answers that they gave you?
Yes.
Okay.
One. Out of the whole time, 2.5 years, one question.
Wow.
And it was on soda, of all things.
Okay.
It was which soda has more sugar in it. And it was Pepsi, Coke, and RC.
Okay.
And
probably RC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Coke has corn syrup in it.
Yeah, and then Pepsi was the answer that they had, but people are like, no, RC has more sugar. And I looked it up, RC has way more sugar.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So they were wrong. And so what I did in that situation is, because it was on a point, everyone got a point for that.
Okay.
Even the people that would answer Coke, I'm like, I think it's unfair to not in that situation. And everyone was okay with it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just basically a voided question.
Right, because it's bogus.
Right.
But also everyone kind of feel, because it would have been better. It's better to do that than to be like, all right, how about just nobody gets a point? Because then you feel like shit. You're like, well, I could have gotten a point. I didn't.
It's a participation trophy, but you know what? Take it.
So some dudes in there like, I got 1 point, and they felt good about that.
Oh, dude. There's some of those. Nothing. Indiana's, at least New Albany. New Albany's educational system is so much better than Kentucky's.
Really?
So much better.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Especially back. No, it's leaps and bounds different.
Oh, no.
I do the show in Wicks in New Albany, trivia questions. The top 3 teams are fighting over 120, 110, 15, 20 points. Do the same questions in Shelbyville, Kentucky. The top team wins with 50.
Yeah, dude, Shelbyville. I dated a girl in Shelbyville, and she was dumb as hell.
She was probably on that playing that trivia show then.
Yeah, and she didn't win.
It was bad, dude. It was a good amount of teams too, man. They were asking questions like the one person like, what continent is Iraq in? Australia? Like what? where did you go to school?
Yeah.
And can we please close that one down?
We invaded Australia in 2004.
Right. Like, where's the Great Wall of China located? Tennessee. Never been there.
Gatlinburg.
Yeah, man.
I think Dolly Parton owns it.
There was one team that wasn't taking it serious, though, so they were just sending fake answers. I wonder how they actually would have done if they were doing it, because their answers were funny.
Okay.
Or they might have just we know we're not smart. We're gonna have a little bit of fun with this.
Right. But you have to be a little smart to be funny, though, I think.
I don't know, man.
You don't think so?
I think you can be dumb and be funny. I mean, you've seen some of the open mics.
I mean, but they weren't funny, though.
it was funny watching them.
They definitely suffered for our entertainment. That's for sure.
I support everyone who does comedy. I want you to go up and have fun.
Yeah.
But there's a man who pulled out a hot dog one time and started like going at it sensually.
Oh, what?
And like pointing it weirdly at people to tell jokes.
Oh no.
And then kept throwing it on the ground like he was abusing the hot dog.
What?
And then picked the hot dog and ate it.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh.
And no, the crowd didn't laugh. But I was dying. I loved everything about it.
Yeah.
I want that guy to come back, you know,
Every
try
week.
other food, let's do a banana next time, let's see where you're going with this bit.
I found myself in situations where, as a comic, like, and I don't know if this is good or not, but like, as a comic, if I'm up there, and if I'm in the audience and I see someone just like eating shit, just saying like crazy things, I'm laughing my ass off. Because I know what it's like up there to the audaciousness of saying shit and it just saying outlandish shit and then it gets nothing. Like, that's kind of funny.
But that's how you know and that'll happen to you. Unfortunately, it happens to all comics. It still happens to me sometimes.
Yeah,
you'll sit there and you'll be like, only the comics are laughing. Like, oh, I messed up somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I did something. Oh, the comics are the only ones laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, something's bad here.
That means
it's the back of the room kind of situation. You don't want to play to the back of the room. You don't want to make you don't want to make the comics laugh. You want to make the audience laugh.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, so
because it's either you're either writing to the comedians or you're fucking up, and I think it's hilarious that you're fucking up.
And I don't think a lot of it's malice. A lot of it is just comics being like, "Oh, I know what you're going through, bro."
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I know what you did there, and that sucks. But also, like, God, kind of got to release that kind of tension because I did it last week. I don't think most people mean it with malice. Now, there's a couple that'll probably be like they'll fake laugh and throw out some stuff, and I think that hurts the confidence of comics up there. If I could get rid of anything in comedy,
like
it would be
sarcastic laughing.
Yeah, if I could get rid of anything in comedy, it's that. It's when comics will do that sarcastic laugh on a newer comic, and like, because it's just taunting them.
Yeah,
I hate that so much.
What is that like? Like someone says something, I'm like, ha ha ha, like that.
Yeah, you'll hear it in the back of the room. It'll be one comedy be like, ha ha ha.
Oh,
you know it's a fake laugh. You know you don't laugh like that, sir.
Right.
And you're just like, oh, man.
That does suck because like,
you
should know better because it's hard. If someone's legitimately just doing their best and it's not working, like, come on, that's not cool.
But I am a hypocrite and have done it. I have. I'm a hypocrite. I admit it. I've been there with someone that I genuinely probably might not like.
Yeah.
And maybe because they're a bad person. Bad people exist. Sorry, don't come at me.
Yeah.
They're just bad people and they exist. And they're on stage sometimes and you're like, I want this person to suffer.
Right. Because, and usually, like, I mean, I don't know. They say that a lot of shitty people are funny, but when a shitty person isn't funny and they're trying to be, it's very satisfying.
Oh, it's amazing. Like, when you can see someone who is just a horrible person go up and bomb.
Yeah.
It's it's instant satisfaction. It's just like, oh, God, this is better than sex. And I don't know what sex feels like, but this has got to be better than it. Open mic comedy.
I think that's a good note to wrap up on. I think that's a good period to the conversation here.
They're gonna do the Dewey. I don't know what that is. I got a little bit more coffee left, so I'm gonna hurry up and down it.
Yeah, chug it, dude. All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Dude, Danny, thank you so much for doing this, man. This has been such a massive treat for me.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, man. Also, if you're in Lexington area or Lexington, Richmond, I'm gonna be at the Mad Axe coming up next weekend. Look me up, Danny Hucks comedy on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok's gonna be gone, so don't even worry about that.
Okay. Mad Axe on the 25th.
25th, I believe.
25th.
25th or 26th. But if you look me up on social media, you'll find exactly which day.
Yeah, because you already posted. I saw it.
Yeah.
Up there. Okay. All right. You've heard it. Mad Axe, 25th. Go check it out. Danny, welcome back anytime.
Oh, dude, thanks for having me. I will definitely come back. This is fun. I bet you this room is haunted, though. There's something here.
Definitely people have certainly died in here before. That's for sure.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. All right. Well, thanks, man.
All right, man. Thank you. See you guys.
Later.